Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. I know I'm looking a little ghostish today. I'm actually coming to you guys, as you can tell from the title, with a review slash tutorial using the Marc Jacobs Beauty eyeshadow palettes. I received this box from Influencer today and I'm really excited to just dig in. So I did my makeup. I have a little bit of contour, no lipstick because I kind of wanted to go with a pinky lip, but I didn't know if it would look good with the green, and this camera better be focused. Oh, she about to catch these hands. So Influencer sent me this box. If you guys aren't familiar with Influencer, influencer.com is just a site where you do reviews. You can also look for reviews for products, anything from makeup, anything beauty related, travel, booze. I think I say that in every video because booze are important. Hydration is key. Pretty much go on the site, you can sign up. It is totally free. They don't ask you for anything but like your mailing information and all that stuff. It goes to my P.O. box. And you can review any products. You can look for products, like reviews on products from anywhere from travel agencies to like specific makeup products, skincare products, hair products, like food, children's stuff, family stuff. Like, it's crazy. It's a great site. I joined about 3 to 4 years ago, and I do receive quite a few boxes. Now, I'm not sure what you have to do to get a box. I know for a fact that it is random because some people get boxes, some people don't get boxes, some people get a box here or there. Like me, I get some random boxes, but for the most part I've been really lucky, so it is what it is. I don't do anything spectacular. I just complete my tasks when I get the boxes, and I just every now and again I'll review something here or there, but it's really random. So anyway, so Influencer sent me this box right here. They pretty much send you a questionnaire when they're considering you for a box, and then they'll email you if they're gonna send you one. So anyway, this is the box right here. This is my first Marc Jacobs product, so I know that Mr. Marc Jacobs has been on my auntie hauls, on both my auntie hauls. I don't think it's going to change either, but I'm really grateful that I finally get to try out one of his products without it touching my bank account, if you catch my drift. Here is the palette. There's nothing else in the box. All that box, guys, y'all could have put 2 in there, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm really grateful. Now, if you guys have watched my auntie hauls, you know exactly what I have to say about Marc Jacobs. Marc Jacobs is very pricey. It is a luxe brand, so what do you expect? You know what I'm saying? It is a very high-end brand. It's not mid-range. You can get it at Sephora, which I don't even shop there anyway. You can get it at Sephora. You can get it at the Marc Jacobs website. I think JCPenney and Nordstrom sell Marc Jacobs products. But anyway, this palette that I'm holding upside down is the Edgitorial palette. It is palette number 750. I showed you guys it was the green one. This palette retails for $49. It does come with the sample Undercover Perfecting Coconut Eye Primer, which I ain't gonna try it because I barely use primers. I've already like put concealer and setting powder on my lids, but I will try this because you guys know I've been talking shit about his coconut stuff because I was like, I love it, but I ain't paying for it. But I will try this out on a day where I'm just doing something simplistic or using glitters, because that's when I notice most of the creasing. But anyway, onto the palette. It is Fingerprint City. This palette is nice and solid. It is plastic, which I've mentioned before. I do know their palette. You could tell from the packaging. On the back, it gives you all the shades. It gives you no ingredients. There's 7 shadow shades here, and I think it's a multitude of mattes. Whatever. Anyway, the packaging is beautiful. It's sleek. It's definitely good for someone that collects or likes Marc Jacobs products. You push it, it opens. It comes with a mirror. It comes with this little flappy do that probably costs $4. And here is the palette. Now that is gorgeous. So I want to go ahead and put it directly onto my eyes and then swatch it for you guys afterwards and give you my overall thoughts on it. With shadow palettes, it's really easy to figure out if it's something you like or not. Usually when it's a complexion product, good lord, are these ears red? I'm assuming you guys in, and we're gonna get started. Woo! Now it looks like it has, there's 7 shades. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 shimmer shades. This is definitely a glitter shade, this gold one. And then it has 1, 2, 3 mattes, which I think that's cool. You have a nice transition, a brow bone color, which a lot of people love, like a matte brow bone color or inner corner highlight. And then they have that dark green, which I'm all for it right now. Go ahead and get started with this transition shade. It's called We'll See. So I'm going to go in with my, oh, this is a Sigma E35 brush. Is one of my favorite blending brushes. There's a lot of kickback on the product. You can see it there. Now, I've never used Marc Jacobs shadows. I have always swatched them in store when, you know, I'm like bored. So I'm caking this up a bit because I want a smoky eye. They blend okay. This blends alright. Use my Morphe M139 brush. Now, this is a really pretty tapered brush. And I'm going to go in with this green, and this green is called Enviously. That matte green. That's actually a really pretty green. Oh, yeah. This looks like it might be pigmented. Let's hope and pray. Tapping it off with my finger. Now I'm going to go in and work this. I want a smoky eye, a green smoky eye, so I'm going to work this. If you guys can see that, it actually is green. So I'm working it on my lash line. And then I'm going to take it up in a V. And then just blend that out. I'm going to take this golden shade Pleather Python, and I'm going to take a Wayne Goss. This is a Wet n Wild flat shader brush. And these are those kinds of shadows that you need to apply with either a finger or a wet brush. Just put it on the lids first without wetting the brush. I'm going to place it on the inner half of the eye. Ooh. Okay. That's pretty. I'm going to still need to wet it though. But a brush like this that you pack it on, it's kind of like almost using your finger. So you can pack it on where you need to. Girl. Back in with that shade and wet my brush. And this just helps set. Granted, it does amplify the color, but it also helps set it in place almost. It just won't move. It won't fall into your face. Usually I don't have that problem once I wet the brush. So I'm going to go in and kind of blend this into the green. So I need a little bit more pop on my inner corner. So I'm going to go in with Next Season, which is this really beautiful shade. I think this would make a really beautiful highlight. I'm going to pop that on the inner corner of the eye like so. Yeah, perfect. Go in with my Cosette number 9 brush. I'm going to go back in with that gold and take that on the first half of the lower lash line, and I'm going to take it wet. And I am taking it most of the way because when I blend it in with the green shade, I want it to, you know, be good. With the green, my M139 brush. I'm going to take it on that outer, and I'm connecting it to the shadow, so it gives me that nice almost winged out effect. Going with my Coco Loco liner, and I'm going to be using a ColourPop lippy. I wanted to keep it pink. I'm going to go in with ColourPop's liquid lipstick, and this one's in the shade Sallow. I thought that something pink would look really, really cute with this. So okay, my loves, so this is the completed look using the Marc Jacobs eyeshadow palette, the Edgitorial shadow palette. I actually really like this palette. Overall, I managed to get a beautiful, almost like entry into fall look. A girl can dream. And I really like it. This green right here is just gorgeous. I think this would look amazing on hazel eyes, brown eyes, even blue eyes, something to offset, even green eyes. Of course, if you're not really too much into warm tones, this probably isn't for you, but I think it has a good array of matte shades. This transition right here is really great. It's a really pretty neutral brown. It looks almost bark brown, like a tree trunk bark. This green right here is amazing. The other shadows right here I haven't used, but I'm gonna swatch them off for you guys right now. These do feel really creamy and buttery, but they do have kickback. If you're using it with your finger, you'll be good to go. So I have some henna on my arm, and these swatches are just ridiculously stupid. Pardon the messy swatches. Take a memo. It is a creamy white matte. It's like a beige matte. As you can see, it almost blends into my skin, but it is a perfect all over the lid shade if you like just those matte brow bone highlights. I would notice this more on someone with more medium darker skin tone than I do. The next shade is Next Season, which is a beautiful duochrome pale yellow. It does shift into like a deeper gold white. The next shade is We'll See, which is a beautiful neutral crease shade. It's very creamy. It does have a little bit of fallout, but not so much. The next shade is Pleather Python, which is the one that I chose to put all over my lid pretty much. Wetting it, this is not wet, but if we wet it, you definitely do get more of that shimmer. This you would need to apply with a brush that's a little bit more stiffer, or your finger. This one as well feels pretty much very similar to the texture of that one. This one's called Making a Scene. It is a beautiful kind of oaky green, olive green shade. It's really beautiful. I can imagine this will be a perfect all over the lid shade. This one right here is actually my favorite shade of the palette, which is mostly used. It's called Enviously, and it is a beautiful matte hunter green. It does shift a little cool tone, almost teal, but it is like perfect green, especially for fall. And this last shade here does have some shimmer, and it's called Everywhere. I think this will be perfect for the lash line, the lower lash line, all over the lid for smoky eye. I do think this is really beautiful. It does have some glitter flecks in it, so be mindful of that. Overall, the Marc Jacobs iconic shadows are actually really good. And I'm only speaking about this palette in particular, which is the Edgitorial palette. The packaging is nice. It does have a lot of fingerprints, not something that I'm like ooh about too much, but it does feel nice and heavy. It does have a mirror, which I find is nice if you're traveling, but to be honest, this is not something that I would take to travel. It does snap close. It's very luxe, very luxurious. It's fingerprint city though, so this is not something that I would care for. The shadows themselves are great, and overall, do I think it's worth $49? I guess yes and no. These are shadows you can probably find in another palette, or you can buy these as singles with another brand like Makeup Geek, Juvia's Place. Trying to think of brands that make single eyeshadows. Colored Rain. Again, brain fart, I can't think of. But you can probably find these shades and kind of make your own palette, probably for the same price overall. For $49, you are getting 7 shadows. They're not that big eyeshadows, but they're not that small either. They look like a regular size MAC shadow almost. I feel like MAC is just a slightly bit bigger. But overall, I mean, they're 7 shadows. You get 0.85 grams of product in here. I mean, it's really up to you if this is something that you want to buy. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for my review / tutorial on the Marc Jacobs iconic eyeshadow palette in Edgitorial. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. I've linked influencer.com as well down there. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have gotten this palette. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Please thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Bye.